Hey guys, my name is Matimio, and today the Obliteration game mode for the Battlefield 4 beta has been unlocked. I know, I was just as excited as you guys probably were from learning this news, and I must say that it is a nice change of pace from the Conquest and the Domination game modes. And in all honesty, I was a little skeptical about this mode when I learned about it at, I think it was Gamescom. I mean, we saw some footage of it, and it looked like it could have been fun, but I wasn't exactly sure how it was going to function. But after playing for a couple of hours, it's safe to say that I think DICE hit it out of the park. It might just be the map that we're playing on, but I have a feeling that if you enjoy teamwork-oriented game modes and you really like to work in a tight-knit squad, this is going to be a phenomenal game mode for you. And so the way that the mode works is that each team has 3 MCOMs that they need to defend, and the way that you win the round is that there's going to be a bomb that spawns randomly in the center of the map, and it's your objective to take that bomb on over into the enemy's base, plant it on one of the MCOMs, and then blow it into smithereens. And then once you do that to all 3 objectives, you win the round. And while on paper that may sound easy, you know, just moving a bomb from one side of the map to the other, in practice, it is an epic struggle back and forth, an epic tug-of-war match that results in some phenomenally epic and amazing gameplay. But a key component of this mode is that if you want to do well, if you want to have fun, and you just want to win the round, you have to play the objective 100% of the time. If you're into the whole lone wolf thing and you just kind of want to go off and do your own thing like you do on maybe Team Deathmatch, Domination, or even Conquest, where as long as you're kind of getting kills, you're helping your team progress in the match and getting closer to victory, that just does not work in Obliteration. Like if you're not getting kills around the bomb carrier and helping them move towards setting that bomb, you're not really helping your team and you're not gonna win, and really you're not gonna find a whole lot of action. Like there are these moments where if you're not near the bomb carrier, you can't find anyone on the map. Maybe it's just because Siege of Shanghai is so gigantic, but there were moments when the enemy team took the bomb and they used the jet ski to like travel from one side of the map to the other instantaneously. I couldn't find anyone for like a good couple of minutes until I actually got onto the bomb itself. And so if you want to have fun and you want to win the round, you really do have to play the objective 100% of the time. And for me personally, that is awesome. Like there is no real camping in this game mode, because if you do, like I said, you're not really gonna have a whole lot of enjoyment because no one's gonna be around. You may have some kills here and there, but because this thing is just constantly pushing back and forth, if you're not moving along with it, you're not really experiencing the mode in all of its glory. One thing that you do need to keep in mind though is that if the enemy is successful in arming the objective, you do not have a whole lot of time to disarm it. This is not like Rush in Battlefield 3, where if the enemy arms one of the MCOMs, you have a good like 30 seconds to kind of slowly move on over there, clear everyone out, and then even more time to disarm the MCOM. Like this is gonna detonate within 10 to 15 seconds, and if you're not within the close vicinity of the objective as they arm it, you just simply will not have enough time to clear everyone off and then disarm it. Like you really need to be up close and personal, and you really need to be around the objective. And what I kind of like about it is not only does this make it easier for you to actually take the points, like if it was like in Battlefield 3 where it took a long time for it to detonate, the mode itself would take forever for someone to win. So I do like that aspect of it. But the other thing is that when it blows up, anyone around it is gonna turn to ash. And the first time I experienced it, it was kind of like, whoa, what just happened? Because I was like a good 15 meters away from the bomb site and I was around the corner, but even still, like it blew up, we got the point, which was awesome, but I was back on the spawn screen because of the large explosion. So that is something that you kind of have to look out for. One mechanic that I was kind of surprised to see is that when you spawn in directly in Obliteration, as in if you aren't spawning directly on an ally, you drop in from the center of the map, and you have to like pull your parachute, of course, so you don't splat it on the ground, but you have a lot of people kind of parachuting in all over the place. And at first, I wasn't exactly sure if I was gonna like this. I mean, you pretty much have just people flying in all over the place, and just kind of think of it as if everyone had a spawn beacon back in Battlefield 3, and that's like the only way you saw people spawning in. Like, it doesn't really sound all that appealing. But then I kind of got to thinking, and then after playing it for a while, I realized that not only does this make it so that it's impossible to spawn camp an entire team, like if that could potentially have been a strategy, is to spawn or to camp the enemy at their base and then just have one person just kind of moving the bomb back back and forth as it spawns and then blowing everything up, and that wouldn't really be all that enjoyable. So it makes it so that you literally cannot do that ever. Like, spawn trapping is not going to be a problem for Obliteration, but it also makes it so that you can get right back into the action fairly quickly, even if your entire squad wipes, and your squad will wipe pretty consistently in this mode. And so what it really does is it keeps the action very fast-paced, and while in some scenarios it can probably be a little annoying to see everyone kind of parachuting down and they can get a nice flank off you that you weren't really expecting, which I realize could be a little frustrating and it could take some time to get used to it, but overall I think it just keeps the mode moving, it keeps it fun, and I think it's a good thing for Obliteration. That being said though, I just remember this, is that if you're in a vehicle, you have to be very paranoid in one of those things, because if you try to be very aggressive, you try to push one of the tanks, or if you're in the AA gun and you push all the way into the enemy side of their base, people are going to be parachuting in all around you, and that makes you a very, very easy target for a recon to parachute down and lay C4 on you, for an engineer to get a nice rear shot off. So if you want to be in a vehicle, you can do that, and there are tanks, there's an AA gun, there's an attack helicopter, like there's a lot of vehicles. You just kind of have to be a little bit more cautious when you're in them, so that's just kind of a caveat that you kind of need to be aware of. But if you can't tell, I am having a lot of fun, and one moment I could just not believe I had is what you guys are going to be seeing in the background. I was playing as a support class, so I was using the Type 88 LMG along with the XM25 Airburst, and I was just decimating the enemy team. I wasn't actually able to push up onto the bomb carrier as well as I was kind of hoping for, but what I was doing was that the enemy team was kind of parachuting in all around me, and they were trying to reinforce and trying to, you know, take out our guys, and then my job in my head was just to make that a living nightmare for them, and I think I kind of succeeded with that. I was sniping people with the Type 88, I was taking people out that were camping on top of buildings with the XM25, and I was having an absolute blast. And I'm not saying that I couldn't have had a moment like this on another game mode, but the thing about Obliteration is that when you have these matches where everyone is playing the objective, it keeps the action really condensed, and so everyone is just around the objective, and so it's like 32 people just crammed into one small location, and so the action is just insane. And if you're able to somehow stay alive and you can play it correctly by kind of ghosting around the objective and just playing the objective, you can have these amazing moments. But I want to know what you guys think about Obliteration. Are you enjoying it as much as I am? Let me know down below in the comment section. But that is about it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and so until tomorrow, have a good one and take it easy.